I still hear the sound of the glass shattering. It wasn't the vase that broke, it was us. The argument had started like all the others, small, stupid, forgettable. Dishes clinking, the smell of overcooked pasta in the air. His phone lighting up on the counter. I remember the blue glow cutting through the dim kitchen, flashing a name that made my stomach twist. Maya. His coworker. The one he swore was just a friend. He reached for his phone too quickly. That's what set me off. That twitch in his hand, that flicker of guilt, or maybe surprise. I can't tell anymore. Who's texting you at 11 at night? I asked, trying to sound calm, but my voice trembled. It's work stuff, he muttered. Don't start, Anna. Work stuff. I laughed, sharp, brittle. Do you two ever stop working? He turned, eyes tired, jaw clenched. You know, you've got to stop making everything into an accusation. You're exhausting. That word, exhausting, struck like a slap. My breath hitched, my chest burned. And then in that fragile, furious silence I crossed the line. At least she probably still wants you. The words sliced through the air before I could pull them back. His face went pale, then red. The sound of the glass hitting the floor echoed through the room. But the silence that followed was worse. He didn't yell. Didn't curse. He just looked at me. Like he didn't recognize the woman standing in front of him. Then he walked out. I told myself he'd come back. He always did. But that night the house felt hollow, every sound amplified. The ticking clock, the hum of the fridge, my heartbeat pounding like guilt against my ribs. His side of the bed stayed cold. The next morning I found his keys gone, his toothbrush missing, his drawer half empty. That's when the panic hit. Raw, suffocating, clawing at my chest. I had wanted to hurt him, to make him feel the sting I'd been carrying for weeks. But I hadn't meant this. By evening I couldn't take it anymore. I texted him. Anna, I'm sorry. Please come home. We need to talk. Ethan. Not tonight. That was all. Just 2 words. I spent the next 3 days replaying everything. Every sarcastic remark, every suspicious glance, every time I'd stared at that name on his phone. I wanted to believe I'd imagined it. That my jealousy was the problem. But then on the 4th day I saw her post. A photo on Maya's story. A wine glass. A hand I knew too well, his ring, his watch. The caption. Some company makes late nights easier. My hands went numb. It could have been anyone's. But I knew. You always know. That evening he finally called. His voice was quiet, careful. Can we talk? I said yes, even though my heart screamed no. He came over around 9. His eyes looked hollow, like he hadn't slept. I tried to read him, to find the man I'd married beneath that distance. But he looked like a stranger in familiar skin. I didn't mean what I said. I whispered. I was angry. I crossed a line I can't uncross. He nodded, staring at the floor. You did. I waited for him to say something else, something to anchor us. But then he looked up and I saw it in his eyes. That flicker of guilt again. The same one from the kitchen. Maya, I said. Just her name, a single breath of accusation. He didn't deny it. She was there for me when you weren't, he said quietly. When everything between us felt toxic. His voice trembled, not with shame but something worse, relief. I wanted to scream but I couldn't. My throat closed up. My legs gave out. I sat on the floor, shaking, the weight of his words pressing down like a tidal wave. Did you sleep with her? I asked. He hesitated. That half-second pause was the answer. The room tilted. The air thickened. Every memory we'd built. Our wedding, our promises, our laughter. Felt like lies painted over cracks. How long? I whispered. A few months. I laughed through the tears. So when you called me exhausting, you were already gone. He tried to reach for me but I flinched. The smell of his cologne, hers now too, made my stomach turn. I didn't want to hurt you, he said. You already did, I whispered. I just helped you finish the job. After he left, I sat alone in the kitchen again. The broken vase still lay in shards beneath the table. I didn't clean it up. Somehow it felt fitting, a reflection of everything we'd become. I replayed my words over and over. At least she probably still wants you. I had wanted to wound his pride, not confirm his betrayal. But maybe deep down I already knew. Maybe that was why I said it, because some part of me sensed I wasn't the only woman who used to want him. The mind is cruel that way. It senses the truth before the heart dares to see it. A week later he texted me again. Ethan, I'm sorry for everything. I think I'm moving in with Maya. I didn't plan it like this. I stared at the screen for a long time, then typed back. Anna, I hope she never calls you exhausting. I deleted it before sending. Instead I wrote, Anna, take care of yourself. And that was it. It's strange how grief lingers, not in grand breakdowns but in small moments. Folding laundry and finding his old t-shirt. Hearing a song that once made him smile. Smelling coffee and remembering the way he used to hum in the mornings. People talk about betrayal like it's an explosion, a single devastating event. But it's slower than that, like a slow leak in the foundation of everything you've built. You don't realize it's collapsing until you're already buried in the ruins. I broke something that night, yes. But so did he long before I ever raised my voice. Now when I look in the mirror I see a woman rebuilding herself from shards. Not perfect but real. And maybe that's enough. Because sometimes crossing the line is the only way to see where it truly was.